Hello everybody. Sorry for the mix-up. I'm just gonna check my phone real quick just to make sure I can see and hear myself here on YouTube. Okay. We've been having some technical difficulties with our system as always.
Right. Hello everybody. Hello everybody.
Okay. Yep, that looks good. Sounds good. All right. Sorry about that. So, my name is Andy, and my partner Evan, co-host Evan, together we're the Deplorable General, and every Thursday night we bring you tactical tips and tricks, guns and gear review, and political commentary. I am a military veteran. I have my experience I'm a firearms instructor, and I also am the president of our company. It's called Tactful Tactical, and Tactful Tactical is a company where we do firearms instruction, we do preparedness, security, and defense contracting, and consulting. So if you need anything to do with like preparedness, if you want to know how much food you would need for your family to survive the apocalypse, if you want to see how defendable your house might be, if you just want to learn some basic firearm skills, those are all things that we can help you with. We also are certified in executive protection, so we are able to help you with that if that's something that you're in the need of. And lastly, but not really lastly, but one of the other big major things that we've done is we've helped churches create security protocols and plans and help train up church security groups. So that's Tactful Tactical. The best way to reach us is tactfultactical@usa.com is the best way to reach out to us. It's tactfultactical@usa.com. And speaking of preparedness, one of our biggest channel sponsors is ReadyMan.com. ReadyMan.com is a website completely devoted to preparedness. They have all kinds of preparedness gear. They have like camping gear. They have outdoor equipment. They have some self-defense stuff, and they really are a really good resource for the preparedness mindset. It's ReadyMan.com. If you use coupon code Deplorable, you get 15% off, and that helps the channel out a little bit. Also, RepSports.com. Rep Sports is a sports nutrition company. They have protein powders, energy drinks. They have nootropics. They have testosterone boosters, sleep aids. My favorite is their energy drinks. And so their energy drink line is Raze, R-A-Z-E. And they have cans, they have powders, and they have these little like blister packs that you can rip and dump into like a water bottle. Those are my favorite because they're really inexpensive and they carry a nice kick to them. No crash. I drink a lot of caffeine, take a lot of stimulants, and these things really help me kind of get through. So the website for that company is repsports.com, and the coupon code is also Deplorable, and you also get 15% off. So we highly encourage you to visit those sites and check it out if you are in the York, Pennsylvania area, because when we're live streaming here, we are usually also broadcasting live in the York, Pennsylvania area. Tonight we are not because we are having technical difficulties. It's okay. Next week we will be. But this is a new thing where we're going to also be live streaming to our YouTube channel as we're broadcasting over live television channel, and hopefully between the two of them we can build a pretty nice show for you here. And so the show is typically a half hour long. It's from 8 to 8:30 usually, so we're a little late today getting started because we had a complete reset of the system, and I had to try to piece things together as best I could, and I got it working pretty okay. So that's that. So in the York County, Pennsylvania area, we work with several gun shops that we have forged relationships with. So if you're in York, Pennsylvania, the first one we recommend you check out is the Gun Bunkers down in Shrewsbury. At one point they had like 3,000 guns in stock. I don't know how many they have in stock now, but it's a bunch, and they are really good people. Moving up, outside of York, we have Carbon and Steel Sporting Goods. Not as big a selection of guns, but they have just about anything you would need. They have ammo, they have all kinds of like holsters and gun cleaning stuff, and a whole bunch of like archery stuff as well. So Carbon and Steel is a great place to stop. They're right on 30 as you're heading out of York, like towards like Thomasville and all. And then south of there, we have Jefferson Firearms, and Steve and Carrie have built their gun shop out of the garage of their house. They've converted this thing into a bunker. It's great. They have guns, they have ammo, they have military surplus, and their surplus is like crazy, super cheap for the stuff that they have. So if you're in the market for some of that stuff, they have like sleep mats, they have like bandoliers, I don't know, I can't think of it. Radio pouches, they got all kinds of stuff. So go check them out. They also have like preparedness, like pre-made foods and stuff, like Wise Food Storage, I think is what they carry. So go check them out. Carrie is also a licensed gunsmith, so if you need a gunsmith, go check her out over there, Jefferson Firearms. And then last but not least, we have W.E. Sell Sporting Goods. They are down in Hanover on York Street. Great bunch of guys. Their store is a little bit more tailored towards the hunting and fishing crowd. However, they also carry a little bit of everything, and you can easily find all kinds of guns, ammo, and pretty much anything that you're going to need at any of these stores. There are a couple other in the county. We just have not really forged a good relationship with them or had a good experience with them. So if you had, just let us know. We would love to hear about that. But we haven't, and so those 4 that we mentioned are the ones that we want to bring to you and recommend that you go check out. So tonight, our topic is going to be a review on the Duration Health medical kit. Let me move these microphones out of the way here because I don't think they're doing anything. But this is an important topic, okay? And this is kind of like near and dear to my heart because I was an EMT for a good number of years, both in Maryland and in Pennsylvania. I've been able to experience a whole lot of really neat and interesting things in my late childhood into early adulthood. I helped deliver a baby in an ambulance at the age of 16, and it was an experience. Certainly was. So medical, though, has always been something that I've been really interested in, and I have this philosophy that if you are willing to punch holes, you should also be willing to patch holes. Or I should say, rather, if you're able to punch holes, you should also be able to patch holes, okay? And it's important because you are far more likely to need to use medical equipment in general, like from Band-Aids to a tourniquet to the stuff that I'm going to go over today. You are more likely to have to use that stuff throughout your life than you are your gun. Okay, that's just the fact of it. It's important that you have your gun, but it's also important that you carry these other supplies in order to respond when you need to. One of the things that I carry absolutely everywhere is a tourniquet. Okay, there are a bunch of different kinds of tourniquets, and those of you who know about medical might laugh and sneer at me for carrying this particular type of tourniquet because there is kind of a debate, or it's there are some people in the community that would argue that these tourniquets are ineffective. I have known people to use these effectively. Are they the best? No, but they are. Essentially, you have your metal windlass here, and you have the tourniquet is just a piece of stretchable fabric, and I'm not going to go over the specifics of these tourniquets and how to use them, how to apply them, and things like that, because that's not what this video is. We can maybe try to do another video on those things, but I have known people personally who have used these to save their lives and other people's lives, and they work. Not the best, however. You'd be hard-pressed to find another tourniquet that you can compress down into this size, okay? A SWAT T tourniquet is going to be, it's bigger, it's harder to carry. This, I can tuck in through my belt loops, or I can fold it up like this and throw it in my pocket, and I can always have it. So that is why, and so again, I'm not going to go into any of the details on the specifics of these, but I always carry a tourniquet everywhere I go. I have multiple in my car. I always have one on me in my pocket. I have one in my IFAK on my vest. I have one in my medical kit that I have in my battle belt. And I mean, I have them everywhere, tourniquets everywhere, because it is more likely that you're going to need a tourniquet than it is a firearm. Okay, now this is in like a civilian, everyday, day-to-day world and situations, right? That's what I'm talking about. So this kind of goes a step farther, okay? The Duration Health Medical Kit, it comes in this nifty box. The website is just durationhealth.com, and we got this little welcome postcard here. It says, "Welcome. Congratulations on your new Duration Health Med Kit. Thank you for being part of our mission to legitimize and democratize access to emergency medical care. I founded Duration Health to bring comprehensive medical preparedness to everyone and provide open access to the core medical resources required in emergencies. Explore your med kit, get to know the many tools inside, and please reach out anytime if there's anything I can do to help you better prepare. Sincerely, Benjamin Jack, MD, founder and CEO of Duration Health." Now, when I started this process, you actually sign up to do a telehealth appointment with Dr. Jack, like in person, through telehealth, okay? And so you go through and you explain to him what you're looking for, why you're looking for it, and then he kind of helps to mold your specific kit for you. Now, I will say, it can be kind of expensive, okay? The kits start anywhere from about $250 up to over $1,000, depending on what you get in your kit, okay? I ended up throwing out, or opting to not get the EpiPens, because that is really the biggest price point in this whole kit, was the EpiPens. They were like over $700, and I have some. I don't need them, so I opted out of those, okay? So I am not going to go over the specific price of my particular kit, because everybody's kit is going to be differently priced. I will say, to get signed up initially, and for the initial base price of your base kit and your telehealth appointment, it's $250, okay? But to have this, it's well worth $250 or more. So to start out, they give you this nifty kit. It looks kind of like an old school lunchbox. It has on it Duration Health Medical with the telltale medical cross. And as we open this up, it's got two separate compartments. And when you get these, the doctor will write prescriptions for all of your medications, and they will come already inside of your medical kit, which is kind of cool. You don't have to wait for some pharmacy somewhere to just like send out a whole bunch of different prescriptions to you. It all comes right here in this kit, which is pretty neat. So for me, well, let's see. First of all, not only do they send you the medication, but they send you, I got some other stuff in here that, okay, it's the prescriptions are actually filled through Eagle Pharmacy, and in the kit, they send you this field guide. And the neat thing about this is it actually goes through and tells you how you would use these things. And so it says, the table of contents, it tells you complaints, medications and supplies, medications, supplies continued, medications and supplies continued. So it goes through. My only complaint about this thing is the text is really super small. It looks like they were pages on a computer that were just screenshotted. Because there's actually like hyperlinks at the top that you would think that you'd be able to like click on, and throughout the text there are different like color that looks like they would have been hyperlinks. So it definitely was just a it definitely was just a screenshot of, you're probably not gonna be able to see it, but of a computer screen, and then it was thrown into book format. That's okay. I can read it. I have really, really bad eyes. I typically need reading glasses when I read, and I can. It's small, but I can read it just fine. So, if that's an issue and it's hard for you to read small stuff, I'd say maybe throw a pair of reading glasses in this kit. So that way, if you ever had to use the stuff, you would be able to do so. So, it comes also then, this is like the packing slip from the pharmacy, I think, and this, okay, so this lists all of the medications that come in my particular kit. What this kit gives you is medications that you can take as needed in an emergency, okay? And so there are antibiotics in here, several different types of antibiotics. We have prednisone, which is a corticosteroid. So if you've had like poison ivy, when I get poison ivy, it goes everywhere, and almost every single time I need to get on prednisone. It's terrible. I'll spare you the details, but I've had poison ivy so absolutely terrible. Dennis, if you're watching this ever, you know what I'm talking about. I had poison oak so bad on my arms this one time that I looked like a leper. Like my arms were completely covered, top to bottom, in boils, leaking out pus. It was the most disgusting thing. It was in the middle of the summer. I had to go to Hershey Park. It was horrible. It was such a horrible day. But anyway, so I need to get on prednisone. I have it. Okay. The other thing prednisone can be good for is if you are fighting like respiratory infections and things like that, or really any kind of infection. But if you have like bronchitis, and I'm not a doctor, so just to kind of clarify that here, I'm not telling you that you should take any of these medications for anything at all. I'm just telling you what my experience has been and what I am planning on using this stuff for. So don't go out and buy this and use this for what I'm saying. This book right here, this field guide, tells you exactly what to use these things for, and so do these packing slips here. So don't, if I say to use something for something, I may be completely wrong. I'm not a doctor. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Just kind of get that stuff out of the way. But I'm just letting you know what I got here. So anyway, I have doxycycline. I have azithromycin. I have a antibiotic cream. I have some eye drops. Amoxicillin. I have an albuterol inhaler that came with this. Motion sickness. This is meclizine for motion sickness. And then in here, so they give you a bunch of these like boxes filled with these blister packs of like normal everyday medications like acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, like allergy medication like Benadryl, acetaminophen, loperamide, which is like diarrhea medication, and then here is ondansetron, which is a nausea and vomiting medication. So, like, this is all stuff. This is all practical stuff. Okay, this is all stuff that, like, you're out camping on a long camping trip. Like, you legitimately could use this stuff to treat an immediate illness or an immediate injury, even. I opted to get one of these pulse oximeters with this particular kit. It comes with batteries, and I went ahead and put 2 more batteries in here, so I have 2 sets of batteries in this. And then on this side, I have a big medicine bottle filled with my personal daily medications that I take for in my actual day-to-day life, and then a bottle of my wife's, all the same. So the cool thing is this particular pouch that they send has a bunch of different little places for a bunch of different bottles and different kinds of medications. It's really neat. It's really neat. So it's a little pricey, but the fact of the matter is, you could be put into a situation where you're out and away from a doctor and you need some of this stuff. Now, some of the other options, like I mentioned, were the epinephrine, the EpiPens, and Tamiflu, which I wish I would have gotten in here and will probably get prescribed from my own primary care doctor, and add that to that because we had the flu a couple weeks ago and we got prescribed Tamiflu for the first time ever, and it was like it knocked the flu out in 3 days, the shortest time I've ever had the flu. So this kit, what do I think? Okay, so it's pricey, and for some of you, you might be able to go to your primary care doctor and say, hey doc, there's this list of medications that I would like to get and store up in case I go hiking or I go camping or I'm taking a trip out west, or whatever. And I'd like to stock up on these medications to have just as a backup. And some of you have primary care doctors. I do. My primary care doctor is awesome. He would have definitely written me a prescription for these things, and to keep as from a preparedness perspective. However, you're paying for a doctor's visit, and depending on if you have a copay or not, that's that can be pricey. My old insurance, I used to have to pay like $60 just to go to the doctors, which is crazy high copay, but that's what I had to pay. And then a lot of people have deductibles that their medications have to go towards the deductibles. So you could end up having to pay. And just to give you an idea, the Tamiflu that I got 4 weeks ago now, it was $50 even with insurance. Okay, so $250. It's not so much when you think about what it could cost if when you have to look at a doctor's visit and then how much each of those prescriptions cost you to fill. Now, say you have incredible, awesome insurance and you have a doctor that is completely willing to write a prescription for this stuff, go for it. It's worth it. But I also know that I'm not as disciplined as I would like to be. And so it was very easy and convenient for me to go on the website, durationhealth.com, sign up, pay the $250, schedule the telehealth visit, and just be done with it. So that was just me. And then after you have your telehealth visit, then the doctor will send you kind of like a summary of your visit and a list of all of the medications that are recommended, and you can check on all the boxes that you actually want, and it gives you a price breakdown for all of them. And then I was told that once you purchase these, you can actually submit the invoice, the paid invoice, over to your insurance company, and they may or may not cover, they may or may not reimburse you for that out-of-pocket expense. I have not sent mine in. It's something that I plan on doing, but life is crazy, and I just haven't had the time to do it. But it is something, if you go this route, I recommend doing it. The worst case scenario is your insurance company comes back and says they're not going to reimburse you. Oh well, at least then you still have these medications if you ever need them in the case of emergency. Now, just a couple of things to wrap it up here. The medications are good for 1 year, and Duration Health then has a service where they will reach out to you in a year, and basically they'll set up replacement medications, and they suggest that you get rid of these medications and replace them with the new medications, and that is for a liability and for safety reasons. I am not telling you at all that you should hold on to medications past the expiration date. When I was an EMT, we would tell people absolutely, as soon as you hit the expiration date, you need to get rid of those medications. The fact of the matter is, though, is the government did a study on the effectiveness of medications. Their study lasted 10 years, and they found that after 10 years of medications sitting on a shelf, they were still mostly effective, if not totally effective. So the expiration date, I think, is more of it's a liability, it's a safety thing. You know, it depends on the conditions. I'm sure if you would have left that same medication in your bathroom where it's very humid, and you know it's being opened up every other day and things like that, it maybe wouldn't have lasted 10 years. So to have an expiration date on it, it's kind of, they save their backsides, right? So that is why they do that. But like I said, just Google Army medication expiration date study. I'm sure it will come up, and you'll be able to see the results of that study and see then that most of these medications, if you do not get them replaced within a year, you will probably be okay and be able to use those medications. Now, that being said, this company, Duration Health, from two different standpoints, from a legal and liability standpoint, they have to tell you that the expiration date is the expiration date, you should get rid of it, and for just a sustainability and from a business model standpoint, it makes sense for them to tell you that expiration date should be followed, because therefore then year after year you will continue to buy the same products from them, which is perfectly fine and okay. I am not at all discouraging you from doing that. I think that if that is the practice that you are going to use, then use it. I might even say get the new medication, put them in the kit, take the old medication and put them in a bag on a shelf somewhere for absolute emergency, like crap hits the fan kind of situation, where hospitals and doctors and pharmacies might not exist ever again. Maybe you have these medications up on the shelf that are not still 100% effective, but they're like 50% effective after like 10 or 20 years, and better than nothing in most situations like that, right? So I don't know, just some thoughts. But I am going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Like I said, Duration Health Medical Kit, durationhealth.com. Highly recommend this company, highly recommend their products and the services. I will be reaching out to this company, and I will be promoting them more, because for a little pricey, but what you get is something that I really think is going to be useful at some point in our lives. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's never a time that I can't drive up the road to my primary care doctor and get a prescription and get it filled right down the other road. I hope that time never comes. But if it does, this was the one weak link in my chain of preparedness. This right here, the stuff in this particular kit. And a lot of people I know can say the exact same thing. I know people that have guns and ammo and food and emergency medical supplies like splints and gauze and a whole bunch of peroxide and rubbing alcohol and things like that, but they don't have antibiotics. They don't have albuterol in case somebody's having an issue with their breathing, right? It's asthma, say. They don't have an EpiPen. At home I have an EpiPen, and I have epinephrine and a syringe. And so this was the weak link in my preparedness chain, and a lot of people I know would say the exact same thing. So it's a little bit expensive, but it's worth it to strengthen that particular link in the preparedness chain, so that way, moving forward, if anything were to happen, you had everything you need. So hopefully that helped, folks. Check them out, durationhealth.com. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me on tactfultactical@usa.com is my email address, or you can check us out on Facebook. It's just Tactful Tactical. Go on and check us out. Our YouTube channel is Don't Tread on My Liberty, because freedom and liberty are really important things to us here. And that's it, folks. I hope you got something from it. If you need anything, please reach out and let me know. Leave a comment below for us, and I will get back to you. This whole YouTube live streaming thing is a completely new thing for us, and we're hoping to build on it this year in 2022. Guys, this is our first episode, 2022. Hope you gained something from it. I'm Andy, Deplorable General. Over and out.